The Manson family murders captivated Los Angeles.
Manson follower Leslie Van Houten walks
for decades since he inspired a horrific murderous spree.
A bloody revolution.
Imagine a summer night in Los Angeles. The city is calm, the air is warm, and nestled in the hills is a luxurious home. But inside that home, something unimaginable is about to happen. What if I told you that on this night, the lives of 5 innocent people were brutally taken under the twisted control of one man who never even laid a hand on them? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, we'll unravel how a drifter with dreams of rock and roll fame manipulated an entire group of people into committing one of the most notorious crimes in American history. This is the horrifying story of Charles Manson and the Manson family murders. In the late 1960s, Los Angeles was the city of dreams, where movie stars and musicians rubbed shoulders with hopeful newcomers chasing fame. And it was here, in this world of endless possibility, that a man named Charles Manson emerged. Manson wasn't famous for his music, though he desperately wanted to be. Instead, he was famous for something far more sinister.
Go ride a horse.
Charles Manson was a drifter with a troubled past, bouncing in and out of prison from a young age. But by the late 60s, he found a way to reinvent himself as a leader, a self-proclaimed visionary. And soon, a cult formed around him. They called themselves the Family. What started as a group of impressionable young people, many of them vulnerable and looking for a sense of belonging, quickly turned into something darker. Under Manson's control, the Family became a tool for his twisted ambitions. Manson manipulated his followers, using charm, mind games, and a bizarre blend of apocalyptic prophecy. He convinced them that they were the chosen ones, destined to survive an impending race war he called Helter Skelter. But for Manson, it wasn't enough to simply prepare for chaos. And in August of 1969, that's exactly what he did. It was the night of August 8th when Manson gave the order. He told several members of the Family to invade a house in the northern hills of Los Angeles. Manson himself didn't go. But the chilling part, he didn't need to. His followers obeyed without question. They arrived at 10050 Cielo Drive, a home rented by director Roman Polanski and his wife, actress Sharon Tate. Sharon was 8.5 months pregnant at the time. Inside, 4 other people were gathered, friends spending what seemed like a quiet evening together. But in the early hours of August 9th, that peace was shattered. Over the course of that night, Manson's followers brutally murdered all 5 people in the house. Sharon Tate, Abigail Folger, the coffee heiress, Jay Sebring, a famous hairstylist, and 2 others. The scenes left behind were horrifying, with the word pig written in blood on the walls. But the terror didn't stop there. The very next night, on August 10th, Manson directed his followers once again. This time they targeted the home of Leno and Rosemary LaBianca, a wealthy couple. They were bound, stabbed, and murdered in cold blood. The words, "Death to pigs" and "Rise" were scrawled in blood on their walls. In just 2 days, the Manson family had left Los Angeles and the world in shock. For months, authorities struggled to piece together who could be responsible for such heinous acts. But eventually all roads led back to Charles Manson. Even though he never physically committed the murders himself, his control over the family made him just as responsible in the eyes of the law. When the truth finally came out, it shocked the nation. Manson was charged and later convicted, alongside the family members who carried out his orders. Manson was sentenced to death. But here's the twist. He was never executed. In 1972, California abolished the death penalty, and Manson's sentence was reduced to life in prison. Charles Manson would spend the rest of his life behind bars until he died of a heart attack in 2017. His legacy is one of madness, manipulation, and murder, a chilling reminder of how one man's delusions can lead to unimaginable horror. But the real question is, how did Manson convince so many to follow him? Was it pure manipulation, or did something darker live in the hearts of those who obeyed? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you're fascinated by true crime stories like this one, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll be back with more tales that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew.